Welcome to another edition of your Detroit Sports Bar. Today's episode, an interview with Matt Millen. Boy, you must be in dreamland. That's next.
Welcome to another edition of your Detroit Sports Bar. Wow. A couple days ago I was talking to my neighbor Dave, and lo and behold, Matt Millen is gone. Wow, it's kind of like somebody was listening to us, it's kind of like 40 or 50 hits already, but somebody listened to it. Maybe Mr. Ford actually clicked the button, but, well, I doubt it. But, part of me is a little bit disappointed because I wanted to talk to Matt. I wanted to find out, what happened these last 8 years? What was he thinking? What was he doing? I wonder what that would be like. The doormat. He's gone. Matt! How you doing, man?
Hi, Rob. How are you?
I'm okay. Gosh, it was kind of weird looking at your headline here. Does this bother you at all?
No, I think it's a rather good portrait of myself, don't you think?
Yeah, I especially like the Pennsylvania garb you got on.
Well, I spend a lot of time in Pennsylvania. My wife only let me out here up to Detroit a couple days a week on the weekends,
Okay.
Kind of writes a tough, tight ship for me.
Yeah, your wife seems kind of relieved that you're out of the prison. Explain the prison. What's the prison?
Well, the prison is, if you look at Ford Field, it's a lot like a prison. She never really saw Ford Field, so she really thought I worked in a prison. She's really not into the football too much. And she saw me crying a lot at night.
She saw you cry?
I cried a lot at night. The losing. I tried.
See, I didn't notice the crying. I didn't know you had the emotion because I couldn't really see you from my seat and into the press box. So you were crying up there?
A lot of times I was crying. I was crying about my investments, all that money I made in Detroit, and I've lost it all.
Wow.
Foreclosures, risky. I think my portfolio was a lot like how I ran the Lions. I'm down to about zero.
Wow. So let me ask you, why receivers? Why?
I love receivers.
You do? Why?
It's better to receive than to catch a lot of times. I'm a frustrated jock. I can never run fast, so I always envied them. So I figured, if you get it wrong once, try again. And I kept trying.
That really doesn't make any sense, but it's not what I didn't expect. Gosh, I'm trying to think of what else I wanted to ask you. So many questions.
Well, maybe why I got rid of 58 coaches?
Yeah, why so many coaches? Why couldn't you settle on one guy?
Well, with my Mensa-like mind, these responses filled my head. I got really confused, so I just kept firing them. We had one vision, then another, then another. After a while, well, somebody had to go, and it certainly wasn't going to be me.
Up until now. Sorry.
I know, but 3 more years, $5 million a year, not bad.
Yeah, I don't know. So what are you going to do now?
Well, I'm going to work around the house like I've been doing. I've been doing a lot of woodworking even the last 8 years in Detroit. I had to show you some of the fine woodwork that I've made in Pennsylvania. I'm still a preeminent genius in wood and football. In fact, my good friend Marty Morningweg helps me. He's in Philadelphia now, Rob. So we still get along pretty good. We all made a lot of money in Detroit.
So, that's good. I mean, what about Mr. Ford? I mean, what was your relationship really like with Mr. Ford?
Well, it was a great relationship. We drank a lot, and we smoked a lot of cigars. And that's what he really liked about me. When he was younger, he could never hang around football players. But with me and him were buddies. Even more so than his son, who just got in the way. His son expects results. Mr. Ford wants loyalty. So I gave him all the loyalty he wanted.
And it cost him how much?
Oh, a lot of money.
Okay.
But you get what you pay for. I was actually a pretty good bargain.
I don't know. You got anything else to tell me? I don't know what else to ask you.
Well, I'm a victim of circumstance. Still, we were on the building, like Marinelli. We were, what did he call it? Beating the rock? Pushing the rock? He was doing something with the rock. I don't know what he was quite doing, but I think we were really close to winning again.
Wow. Pushing the rock, huh?
Pushing or throwing, he liked the rock.
Yeah,
I kind of like that saying. That's why I hired him. Yeah, he looks like a football coach, don't you think?
Well, he does. I like his hairstyle.
Yeah, nice hair. Yeah, nice hairstyle. Just like yourself. And like I said, any guy who pushes the rock, and he can't be all bad.
So what do you think of the radio shows around town and what they've been saying about you these last 8 years? You've never really commented too much on people like Valenti and Foster on the Sports Inferno. You ever have anything to say about those guys? I mean, the way they treated you?
Oh, they all think they're smarter than the genius that I am. I mean, it's not easy running a football team. It's very complicated picking up football players, you know. I'd like to see them do better.
Well,
but I did come in last place again in my fantasy football league. I drafted again all receivers.
All receivers?
All receivers again.
Okay.
I'd like to have a lot. Like this year we got all defensive linemen. Then we have all receivers. I might go with the all kicker next year.
Maybe this interview wasn't a good idea. I need to wake up. Wake up.
This has been your Detroit Sports Bar. What would you ask Matt Millen? Leave your comments, but try to make them clean.